Hello, everyone. Okay, so today I have some big news, big changes happening in my life and in my business that I want to share with you guys. And I especially wanted to share it with you because I want to give you kind of a behind the scenes as I progress through this process. I think it might be really interesting and valuable to you guys because it's all like blogging related and all of that kind of stuff. But big changes for me. Okay, so the big announcement is I'm just going to go on in and tell you I am going to walk away completely, shut down my travel blog. Eek! Yeah, no, it's true. I'm doing it. And it's okay. And I feel good about it. All right. I am starting a new business. And so I'll share more about that in a second, but let's just backtrack for a second and talk about the travel blog first. Okay. And why I'm leaving and what is happening there. And I'll come around, by the way, and circle back to like, what does this mean for you and this, the Pinterest side of my business and all that. So first of all, when I started my travel blog, I was looking for some kind of side hustle. I was listening to all these podcasts about different side hustles, looking on Pinterest for side hustles, literally. I actually had the idea of a blog because of Pinterest. I will never forget it. I was sitting waiting for my son who was in karate class. I was waiting for the class to finish up and I'm scrolling on Pinterest and I was looking for like side hustle ideas. Like, what could I do? Work from home, side hustle things that I could build into some successful business, right? And one of the things I came across your very typical Pinterest pin that said something like how I earned $3,000 a month blogging. And I was like, what? Now, I have to admit something. I did not know what the hell a blog was, y'all. I did not have any idea what it was. Isn't that ridiculous? Keep in mind, I was on Pinterest all the time as a user. Like, I was literally looking at blogs all the time, but I didn't know. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it meant. And so I'm literally like reading through this post going, what is a blog and why? And I don't understand. And so I mean, I started from ground zero for real. Like, I had no idea. A month later, I started my blog. Seriously. And, I started reading about it and I was like trying to figure out how do they make money and how does it work and what all do you have to do? And, obviously, I had no clue what all was involved really, but it sounded like something I could do. I decided on travel because I love to travel. I love to talk about traveling. And I was like, okay, well, something that I love and that I like to talk about a whole lot. I won't mind researching. I won't mind talking about it for years to come. I mean, this sounds like the topic I should focus on. And so I did, and it was great. And so the first couple of years were like so insanely slow because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I did not know anything, and I didn't want to spend money on courses. Mistake, right? Lesson learned there. Had I just paid for some courses up front, I would have learned so much faster and been able to ramp it up so much faster. But I didn't. So the first couple of years, it was just kind of flatlining. But I was kind of learning, right? Like I was figuring out how to do stuff and whatever. And then I finally got my hands on an SEO course and I finally started to learn Pinterest and I finally started to like learn what the hell I was doing. I did take one course, by the way. I took one very big, expensive course at the beginning that was supposed to like cover all of blogging. And while it was helpful, wow, it did not prepare me for a lot of the stuff at all. So yeah, keywords, for example, was not something that they focused on. They were kind of like, yeah, SEO, it's not that important. So stupid. Even though my opinions about SEO has changed over the last year, like a lot of us. But anyway, the point is that I learned so much. And then things started to really go in the right direction. Like I started to have several posts ranking. I started to bring in money from my affiliates and different things. Things were taking off on Pinterest. Like everything was just really rocking and rolling, headed in the right direction. And I was so excited and pumped. And then last September hit and the first of the devastating Google updates started. And so, like so many travel bloggers, my site was just decimated in the eyes of Google. Like, basically, it doesn't exist. Okay. In the eyes of Google, Google does not like me anymore. And when it first started, I wasn't that worried because I had been through some updates in the past where I had had a dip. And although that was super scary and frustrating at the time, it came back up. It recovered after a few months. And so I just thought, oh, yeah, it's no big deal. I've done this before, no problem. Except that it didn't come back up. And then there were more updates and it just dropped further, and more updates and it just dropped further. And it was like, holy shit, what is happening? Like, what do I even do? And of course, nobody knew what to do. Nobody knew what to tell us. And it was so frustrating. And so at first, I had made the decision. I was like, I'm just not going to do anything. So the first update happened. And I was like, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to sit and wait and ride this out. I was really ramping up the Pinterest side of my business at that time too. And so, it was just very easy for me to just kind of like ignore that for now and like focus on this other thing. And that was great. And then, another update rolls out. I'm like, oh, okay, this will probably be it. It'll turn back around. Yeah, no. It did not turn back around, and it just kept plummeting. And so then I went in and I did a few things, right? Like I updated some posts. I deleted some posts that were like really terrible. The first few months of writing kind of situation where I had no clue. Those are getting no traffic, by the way. Don't worry. I didn't delete anything that got traffic, but they were getting no traffic. They were not optimized. Like they were terrible. And it was just like, oh, these aren't even worth having on here. So I deleted some of those. I did some other updates behind the scenes and stuff and thought, okay, let's just see what happens, but I wasn't writing new content because I was just like, I just don't know what's happening right now. And I'm just going to kind of sit this out. I'm just going to kind of sit it out and wait. And I have, and it's been a year, y'all. Can you believe that? It's been like a year now. And it has not recovered. It is in the dumps. Now, I'm still getting Pinterest traffic, of course, and that's great, but it's not enough. Okay, that's the truth. I don't feel like it's enough. Could I create more content that's more focused on Pinterest? Yes, I could. And so this is what the last year has been for me, is really just kind of a journey and a brainstorming and a thought process and a very open-minded view of my own blog and trying to decide what I want to do with it and how do I want to diversify it, right? Because just like I don't think we should put all our eggs in the SEO basket, I also don't think we should put all of our eggs in the Pinterest basket. I think it's really important, and especially in today's blogging world, like we need to diversify into all different areas, right? And so that was one of the struggles that I had when I thought about my travel blog specifically. And by the way, I just want to say that I realize that some of the limitations and the blocks that I have been hitting are very much self-imposed mindset issues for me. Okay. So I don't want to say something that might discourage you. If you're thinking about doing one of the things I'm about to talk about and it feels right to you and you know how you want to do it and everything, you freaking go for it. Okay. Do not let me discourage you from any of that. For me and my blog and my brain, when I started thinking about the ways I might want to diversify, it was things like, okay, SEO is great, Pinterest is great, YouTube would be great, podcasting is great, but I kept finding roadblocks, right? So when I think about a YouTube channel based on travel, for me, that means that when I go on vacations, I'm going to have to be really recording a lot of content the whole time. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. Okay. I love to travel. I love to share information about my travels. But when I'm on the trip itself, it is mostly me time for my family, time to connect, right? Time to be in nature, time to unplug. I take notes every night when I'm on a trip and all that, of course. And then when I come home, I would write blog posts or do whatever. But I do not want to be working the whole time I'm on a trip. It's just not something I'm interested in. And so for me, I just couldn't really wrap my head around how I could use what I had to create a YouTube channel that would be successful without doing that. And so to me, that was a block. And I was like, okay, well, that doesn't work. What about a podcast? I mean, yes, you can absolutely talk about travel. I know there's some travel podcasts out there. Again, don't let me discourage you, because you may have a way to do this that feels right to you and is amazing. I couldn't get my head around it for me. Okay. I feel like travel is so visual, and I'm just like, I mean, a podcast, like, yeah, you can talk about stuff. You can talk about similar things that you write a blog post about. I get it, but there's no picture and there's no like draw in. And at least for me, like that's what draws me into stuff when I think about travel is like the visual images and the visual videos and all that kind of stuff. So again, that was just a block for me. The other thing that I've had going on in the last year is my life is changing, you guys. So I have a family travel blog. I write about family travel and traveling with kids and all that stuff. And here's the thing. I have one kid. He is 16. He's 16, y'all. And we just found out at the end of the school year, that's a very long story as to why we just found out. I won't go into all that with you because it would bore you to death. But at the end of the school year, we realized that he could actually graduate in 1 year. So he is graduating this coming May, you guys. My baby, he's getting older. He's growing up. He's going to leave the nest. And so that is another thing. It's like family travel isn't really going to be what we're doing very much of. And so that's been another thing separate from the, Google stuff, but just another thing that I've kind of struggled with over the last year, like just trying to think through what direction would I want this to go in. And all of that combined just kind of led me to making a decision. And it was a hard decision, but I will say that now that I have made it, it feels great. Like I feel so good about it, which is a lot of times how it is, right? Like it's making the decision that's the hard part. And once you make the decision, now you have a path. Now you have a purpose. Now you have a direction to go in. And that is how I feel. So I have decided I am going to completely shut down the travel blog. This will be over the next few months. I'm not doing it like today or anything. And I know there's a lot of thinking and figuring out what to do with various things. Some of the blog posts actually will move over to my new business. I'll talk about that in a second. Most of them will not. Some of them will disappear forever. Some of them I may pull and like repurpose as like guest posts or something. So if you're interested in any of that, let me know. And the other thing I've got to think through, and this is why I'm like giving you all the behind the scenes, because some of you may be going through the same thing. And I just want to share my thought process and like how I'm thinking about things. I also want to share it because you guys may have some amazing ideas for me or tips or things that I haven't thought about. So if you have anything, like feel free, comment, email me, jody@mytravelobsession.com for a little while longer. Like, tell me all the things. I really want to hear from you because you guys are in this too, right? And some of you know way more than I do about blogging in general or business or whatever. And so I am very open to all of that, but I want to be really transparent because I think it can be helpful. And so the other thing I've got to figure out is my email list. I have an amazing email list, you guys. When I say amazing, the number is amazing. Okay. I'm getting close to 6,000 email subscribers. Awesome. However, I have not monetized them well, and that's my fault, right? That was lack of strategy and thinking ahead on my part. And so I've got this amazing email list though, and I would love to bring some of those people along with me. Some of them, the new business is not going to fit, and that's fine. But I am going to try to bring some of them. So let me tell you about the new business, okay? The new business is called Thrive with Intention. Don't you love that? I love it. I love it so much. It makes me feel good. It makes me so happy. Like I have so much energy around this new business. And some of that I know is because it's new. But the other thing is, I am a believer in like, I think you should be strategic. I think you should look at your analytics. You should look at numbers and have that drive decisions that you make. But I also really feel like the feeling, the gut, right? Very important. Listen to your intuition. It's there for a reason. And for me, this new business feels so right. Like I just can't even express it enough. Not only does it feel good and right to me, but I love that like I already know kind of how I want everything to go, which is amazing. Like I know what kind of blog posts I want to write. I know I'm going to have a YouTube channel and I know what that's going to look like. I know that I'm going to have a podcast. I know what that's going to look like. I feel very passionate about the topic. It's like very personal growth, self-development focused on women, specifically female entrepreneurs, moms, who are trying to build a successful business. But life is not just about that, right, ladies? It isn't. It isn't for me. It isn't for any of us. Like, yes, I want to build a freaking badass business, successful, money making business. I want to do that while working part time. And, oh yeah, I also want to be fit and healthy. I also want to have a great relationship with my husband and my kid and other family and friends. I want to take good care of myself mentally and physically. I want to manage my time well. I want to travel, but I want it to be a little more intentional, right? So, like, I'm not just traveling to see the pretty thing, I'm traveling to disconnect from my business and give myself a break. I'm traveling to relax. I'm traveling to connect with my spouse. I'm traveling to create really great memories with my son. So a little more purpose driven. So it's really all about thriving in every area of our lives and being very intentional about that process. And again, I'm so excited about it. The products, the things that I'm going to offer in this new business are very clear to me. I know exactly how I want it to go and how I want it to work. It's going to be very community based. One of the things I love about it is I don't feel like I have to be an expert to talk about this. Okay. I love that because the truth is we are all on a journey, a lifelong journey. The journey never ends, y'all. Like, we're always looking to get better and do more, right? And just be better in all these different areas of our lives. And none of us have our shit together all the time in every area. None of us, nobody does. Despite social media, like, we don't, right? Nobody, including me. And I don't have to. And it would be weird if I did. Like, I wouldn't be human. So I love that there's just I'm on this journey with my audience, feeling to it, and we're in this together and we're going to thrive together. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm so passionate about it and I love it so much. I've been a personal development, self-help, self-development junkie forever. Like, I've gone to Oprah conferences. I listen to all the podcasts. I read all the books. Like, I'm really into this stuff. And so I'm just so excited to do this with other people and share what I've learned and share what I continue to learn with my fellow ladies and help all of us, create this amazing life that we want for ourselves. And so, yeah, I'm super excited about it. Super excited about it. So, what does that mean now for Pinterest, for the Pinterest side of my business? Not much. Okay. I don't have any plans to make any changes in that area. I have, right now, I will say, so one thing I've got to figure out is right now, I don't have a separate website for any of the Pinterest stuff. It is all on a page on my Travel Obsession site. So, and I did that because I didn't really want to have to manage two sites. Although I realized that I probably should. I probably should just separate them completely, have one website just for my Pinterest stuff, and then have another website just for the new business, Thrive with Intention. Did I tell you guys I was going to have a YouTube and a podcast? Yeah, I did. Okay. So, so I've got to figure that out. But other than that, like, the Facebook group will keep going. The emails will keep going. The course will continue. The other things I offer will continue. And I'm still doing Pinterest management. So that nothing has changed with any of that. But I am going to be sharing with you guys some behind the scenes as I go. Now, this may be kind of weird, right? Because I focus mostly on travel bloggers with the Pinterest side of my business. And now I'm not going to be a travel blogger, although there's a travel piece. And so that's kind of weird. I don't know. That feels a little weird to me. But at the same time, I'm like, so what? Like, how cool. You guys are going to get to see, like, I'm going to share with you what it's like to build a brand new Pinterest account. And I'll share with you what I'm doing and how it's working, right? And you're going to get to see it from the ground up. So I think that there's some really great learning and things that I can pass on to you in that regard as well. And, it's not like my travel on Pinterest knowledge is going away, and all of my management clients are travel bloggers. So I'm very much in that world, make no mistake. So there's nothing different there, but yeah, so I just really wanted to share this with you guys and stay tuned. I'm going to be sharing, like I said, a lot about the journey. I want to just just be really transparent and show you guys what's going on and tell you all about it. And, if you're not interested in it, don't watch those videos. Totally fine. But for those of you who are, I'm going to share. And if you want to follow me, if you want to follow along on the journey, I don't have a wait list yet. I don't have a newsletter yet. I don't have anything yet. I bought the domain. I have somebody building the website for me as I record this. Thank God, because I don't want to mess with that mess. And the only things I've like set up some stuff, but I've posted nothing. Okay. So you can go and you can follow, but you're not going to see anything just yet, but it is coming very soon, very, very soon. I will start posting regularly. So you can find me on Instagram at Thrive with Intention Official. Okay. Because everything is taken on Instagram, I swear. Thrive with Intention Official on Instagram. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is at Thrive with Intention. And you'll see my face. And there's nothing there. There's no videos, but there is the little banner, the little logo. The logo is really pretty. I'm loving the logo. I've had so much fun designing, like going through. I've been doing a lot of branding. I'll have to create some separate videos on some of the stuff I've been doing for the business that I think are really important and necessary. But I don't know if y'all are going to be able to even see this. Let's see. Will it focus? Not really. Yeah, it doesn't really focus. Okay, this is the YouTube. You can go find it, but it's Thrive with Intention, at Thrive with Intention. You see my face here. See, there's my face. And I've got this kind of like a modern, simple lotus flower. And it says Thrive with Intention. And then I also have a Facebook page, Thrive with Intention. Same logo, same face, same flower. All right. So go follow along and I will make more announcements as we go. Let me know what you think about this. I'd love to hear from you. And I know it's kind of long, but I don't know how to explain this all without it being a little long. But there you go. All right. Can't wait to hear from you and hear what you think about it all. And share your ideas, thoughts, suggestions. I'm open for all of it. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.